Did anything kind of surprise you about today? I know you always said when you come back here, there's still a couple things that kind of shock you. And did you plan to take that logo 3?
Oh, shocked me. I mean, I didn't know what the percentage breakdown of Fever gear and Iowa gear would be, but it felt pretty equal. I just didn't know what to expect, so that was fun to see. And honestly, I didn't plan to shoot that logo 3. I know coming into the game, everybody wanted me to shoot one from there. But Steph was like, I was supposed to come out at the end of the third, so she's like, give a foul, give a foul, give a foul. And then it was 30 seconds on the clock, which like between 30 to 33, that's like your 2-for-1 range where you have to get one up. So I saw 30 as we're inbounding the ball, which probably is inbounding the ball at 30, probably a little low. But I was like, why not? Might as well launch one, and it went in, and then Steph used the timeout to get me out. But yeah, that was pretty fun. And like I said, you don't always, somebody's in trouble. You don't always like realize how far back you are. So yeah, I had to give the fans a little something. I told you I was going to pregame, so.
We'll go in the front and then the dogs in the back.
Hey, Jake, LA Carver-Hawkeye Beacon. So obviously you get to play on your home floor, being here for 4 years. But you also get to see so many people that you were friends with, coached by here. Just the entirety of that experience. What did this mean to you?
Yeah, I think it's hard to put into words like what exactly it means to me. It's almost overwhelming to a point. Like I'm just very, very thankful to be able to come back to a place that continues to support me and see old friends that are having a great time getting to watch me do my thing, that don't play basketball anymore, that are just my friends, and spending time with them, like even though it was just dinner last night, like it's just fun to come back here and like kind of feel like you're in college again in a way, but also it was a little weird like going in the locker room but I don't know, something about this gym like just makes me play well, and these shoes, like it just, I don't know, so there's something about it, but I just, a lot of gratitude and just thankful I can share it with my family too. A lot of them were here, my grandparents were here, and they don't get to come to many either, and yeah, these are the moments that like you never take for granted and you kind of just want to stay in for forever. So I'm certain I would be looking back at a lot of pictures and videos from today.
Dominic coming back.
Dominic Burnett, NBC Indianapolis. Caitlin, your teammates mobbed you there on the broadcast for the interview. Just what's been your biggest takeaway? The camaraderie of this group just feels like for training camp, you guys are clicking both on the floor, off the floor, and then it was your first game action this preseason. How did you feel just to get out there and kick the rest off?
Yeah, I mean, it's been so fun like putting this group together. Like obviously, once we get into the real heat of battle, like that's where those relationships are really going to show of like how we stick together. And there's be highs, there's be lows, but so far like it's just been amazing. I think we have a great balance of young people that have been in the league 5 years, people that have been in the league 10+ years, and having that balance I think is really going to help us, and especially our vets, DB and Sid and Tosh. I think DB especially, like having won and been around a lot of really good players, and she uses her voice a lot, but everybody really listens to her. So yeah, I think it's the perfect combo of people, and everybody's just really selfless, and like you see that out there. Like nobody really cares. You miss a shot, you get back on defense, and so this is the same. What was your second question?
It was just your first action.
Oh, I felt good. It was fun to get out there. I haven't played basketball in over like 200 days, so I was a little, nervous going into it. I don't get nervous, but nervous just because, I haven't been able to play basketball in a really long time. The competitive spirit in me, like you just want to play really good for these fans. And so once I really got out there and kind of got in the flow of it and made that first shot, which I don't know why there wasn't a foul, but I'm glad I still made it. Once you get into the flow of it, you knock some rust off, and it'll be the same when we go to Atlanta next week. Just continue to build, and hopefully by game 1 you're ready to go. And so yeah.
Baylor right around from ABC and Indy, there seems to be a bit of an edge and an attitude to this team that's developed over the course of this week. You felt that in practice? You can kind of see this developing with this group. There seems to be something that's a little more to this year.
Yeah, I think, it's a competitive group. Everybody wants to earn playing time. Like we have a deep roster, and you want that competitive spirit within your team, but at the same time, I think we have a great balance of supporting one another. But when we get on the court, like we're battling, like we're fighting, and I think 3 January does a really good job of like emphasizing defense, and it starts on that end of the floor, and even getting on me to pick up full court, I'm like, man, I'm not used to this. I don't do that, but I'll get better at it. But yeah, I think there's just like a tenacity and a competitive spirit. Like we're still competing with each other to earn time and earn minutes, and some people earn spots. So I think there's that, but also at the same time, like I've said, you know, you want your teammates to do really good, and I think there is that about this team, and you can feel that love too.
Go right here in the back.
Blake Horsey, Hawkeye headquarters. Caitlin, after you hit that shot, I saw you point at somebody. Is there any story behind that by chance?
No story, just my guy Ryan Rucco. He's a man. I like him. I'm sure he had a good you bet call, yeah.
Well, as far as just the day overall, to have the crowd in the palm of your hand out there at Carver, to walk off the floor and have fans chanting your name and wanting your autograph, can you just maybe describe what the prevailing emotion was of the whole day for you?
Honestly, like I was really excited to just get out there and play, and especially getting to do it for the first time this season in front of these fans was really cool for myself. And like just seeing the amount of people and young girls and young boys that stand there and like scream for me to sign their stuff, like I don't take that for granted. Like that's so cool. Like I would be lying to you if I thought that was like just like normal and everybody gets to do that. Like they don't. So I'm glad I can be a role model for them, and you know, they have a great impact on me too, and you know that's why you do it. You know, even at the end of the day, say I scored 0 points, I'm sure they still would have been there screaming my name and wanting an autograph, and I think that just really kind of puts into perspective the impact. And you know, there's a lot more bigger things in life than basketball.
Sorry again, back all the way up the wall, and then we'll come to the front here.
Kayla, I was wondering, could you tell us, Ryan said that was like about 36 footers. Is that part of your normal rotation, shooting that far back? And also, were you happy with your passing today? Because you had some really good connections.
Yeah, I mean, 36 feet is far. I don't know if I usually go back there. I mean, I like, if you watch my pregame warm-up, like I shoot far back. I think when I dribble into it, that's when I get my momentum. When my momentum is going forward, it really helps me. It's a little harder when I'm coming this way and then shooting back the other way. So that's my favorite, shooting off the dribble, especially in transition coming down the court. And I don't know if I shoot 36 footers every single day, but probably 30 plus for sure. But yeah, I think that it was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. But yeah.
Go fast too.
Oh, passing. I thought my passing was good. I think just still working off of, you know, this is really my first time playing in live competitive action within Steph's system. So I think working with our 4s and 5s more, just getting comfortable in the pick and roll or getting comfortable in certain skip passes. But yeah, I thought my passing was good. I was trying to look ahead in transition, and I just tell everybody run, run, run. So I think the vets are getting a little bit used to that too. I know they're getting tired out there, but I think that'll keep going as our chemistry builds.
Front row and then in the back.
Wanted to ask about the shoes. Is it something you brought from Indy, or is it something that you were able to
The
get
shoes?
from the people here?
Yeah, I packed 3 pairs. I didn't know which ones I was going to go with. All had a little bit of yellow in them. But these are my Bruce Lee Kobe's that have worn literally every big game of my career at Iowa. So I was like, I have to break them out. So I didn't pick any of my PEs today. You could probably get these or find them, probably buy them on the secondary market, but they're kind of hard to come by. But I mean, there was no other option. I had to choose these, and yeah, they're kind of like my magic shoes, honestly.
And last one in the back.
Hey Galen, Gone Brothers, DITV, and I think you had your pregame expectations, but in your words, after seeing the result, the atmosphere, what's a day like today do for the growth of women's basketball?
And I mean, I think it just makes it grow more and more and more. I think being on ESPN really helps, and like just getting to interact with the Brazilian national team even after the game too. Like just how thankful they are for, you know, not only what I've done, but my teammates have done, what the WNBA has done to grow the game of basketball and provide them opportunities like this. Like I was talking to a couple of them, like I was like, "This is the most fans you've ever played in front of?" They're like, "Yeah." Yeah, so I think, it just provides more opportunities for all people, and you know, I hope there's more and more games like this back at college campuses. I think, you know, I would love to come back here. I don't know if it'll be next year, but within the next few years. And yeah, I think it just continues to grow the game, and that's the end goal at the end of the day. So thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Good to see everybody. Take care.
You guys had a big win today. It's only preseason, but you know, a lot of stuff that you guys got to work on with a pretty big lead. What's one thing you think the team or you did well today?
I would say, you know, just pushing the pace and just keep going, you know, not settling for who we were playing with. You know, we're just getting ready to play, you know, those bigger opponents and to win a championship. So we just had our mind focused on what we wanted to do and just keep the pace and not worry about the score.
Yeah, Steph just talked about how what most impresses her about you is your poise, just how you manage to stay poised in situations where you might not know if you know.
I mean, I just look to the vets, you know, they give me a lot of great wisdom and knowledge, and, you know, just to be myself, you know, being under control and having that composure and knowing, like, you know, I'm a great player, you know, just having that confidence in myself and believing in myself, that's how I'm able to stay poised out on the court.
Makayla, you had a lot of things thrown at you in this first week. Is there one or two things that have stuck with you, or a theme or some sort of thing that kind of keeps coming back at you that really resonates?
I would say, you know, just keeping the spacing on the floor. You know, if I don't know what I'm doing, just be in the right spacing so other people can, you know, open up the things that we're looking for on offense.
This is your first time experiencing the Caitlin madness. What do you make of this entire day that you were able to experience?
It's amazing, you know, just to see that how many people just love her in this city. You know, she made her mark here, and it's just incredible to see all the fans and how much she's just put into working, and then the impact she's had on this city is just amazing to see.
You've come in here before as a player. You've been here broadcasting games for a long time. What's kind of how do you gauge the atmosphere here today for this game, and what does it mean going forward for the W to come to places like this and actually and see the crowds and kind of bring the product?
Yeah, I thought it was electric. You know, it's what you've seen, whether it's from the outside on television or being here broadcasting, but to actually feel the energy. I mean, it is a thing when you talk about having a six man, so to speak. Crowd energy, it gives you a lift, it gives you a boost. It's why we all do what we do, like to feed into these kinds of environments. And so it was a lot of fun. You know, I think for the WNBA and the opportunities that we have to bring our game to areas where fans can engage. Like oftentimes it's difficult for fans in the summertime to get to a WNBA city. And we have great college basketball fan bases throughout the country that deserve an opportunity to witness these women doing what they do at the highest level. And so I love these kinds of environments and opportunities for our team, for our league, and of course to bring, you know, special talents back home.
We're going to go on the back, and then we'll go.
I said Jackie with Casey or team. The logo threes, I know this is an exhibition. Those logo threes, beyond the logo threes for Caitlin, seem like prime examples of you and her teammates kind of letting Caitlin be Caitlin, so to speak. How do you balance that? And did it start like that, or did you kind of had to get off the reins a little bit for that?
I've been watching her do it for 5 years really, so that's just who she is. It's what she does. I mean, nobody tells Steph Curry not to take good shots, right? But I do think that, you know, sometimes there are time and score situations. Sometimes there are, you know, we've just had 3 or 4 empty possessions. You know, so really understanding the right times, understanding the moments. She knew she was coming out of the game, so she was going to take that logo 3. So it was, you know, it was a good momentum builder, and of course, what everybody wants to see from Caitlin, especially in this arena.
I think it's not Michael basically. I guess first of all, let me ask Steph. You're taking 36 footers.
Never. I can't get that thing up there.
What did you sort of learn about your team today? We sort of asked you before and what you were looking for, but a lot of kids play today. What were the sort of things you picked up from the team?
First and foremost, that everybody was ready to go when their number was called. You know, that is so important in this league, to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know, there are, and especially with our team, we're going to have quality depth at every position. And there are going to be some games where these women deserve to play and they're not going to play. There's going to be some games where they're in and out of rotation and they have to stay ready. Because when their number is called, you know, they've got to be able to impact the game in a positive way. And so, number one, everybody was ready to go. Everybody impacted the game in a positive way. Number two, and this really carried over from our game yesterday against Washington. I thought our defense was really good. It wasn't perfect. Our coverages, our execution wasn't perfect, but our multiple levels of effort. We are going to be a team that gets into people on the defensive end. We have quality depth, so we can play 94 feet. It is about working to minimize our miscommunications, minimize, you know, our mistakes, but establishing our will and who we're going to be on that end of the floor. I felt like the ball flowed a lot better offensively. We got some high quality shots, some really good looks. Still, our spacing isn't great all the time. We still want to play in transition a little bit more. I mean, lots of areas for growth for us, for sure, but I felt like we got better today.
Go Brad, it's not there.
Steph, we saw a bit of an edge from your team yesterday, a little different atmosphere with this today. But have you kind of felt that through this first week, that there's just a little bit of an attitude and a little bit of swagger, it seems, that's developing with this group?
Yeah, I mean, it's competitive spirit, you know, and it's what competition is all about. And you bring in players who have the same kind of competitive edge, and they want to rip each other's hearts out in practice every single day. You know, it's part of competing, and I know that sometimes we're not used to seeing that in women's sports, but it is what it is, right? Like we want to compete, we want to be our best, we want to compete at a high level. We've got edgy players, we've got competitive players, and I guarantee you it doesn't matter if we're playing cards or if we're playing basketball. They want to win, and they want to do what it takes to win and position themselves to win. So I love that about this group. It means that we don't waste time in practice. They don't waste reps. They don't waste moments we have to get better. And it really is a joy to coach.
Did you come in with any of those big threes? Like she started out with that first three. Was that planned by any means to set the stage? It was what she read. Yeah.
No, we're not that good. Our coaches aren't. We're not that good.
And then, how much different? What's the dynamic like when she is in there? You saw one game without, one game with. How does she change things?
Well, everybody's aware of where she is on the floor. It helps our spacing. You know, her ability to move the ball, to make the right read and the right play. You know she can stretch the floor, but everybody's focused on her coverage, right? And oftentimes she's going to get 2 and 3 defenders that have their eyes on her, so it's going to open up things for everybody else. And so it was nice to have that on the floor, nice to have another ball handler on the floor. I don't think we moved her off the ball as much as I would have liked to today. But again, just having her back out there and having her presence on the floor, her competitive spirit, and of course in this environment for the Iowa Hawkeye fans to be able to see her and for her to be able to enjoy another ride here in Carver-Hawkeye Arena.
Yeah, just Makayla Timpson came in for a second quarter, threw a few fouls. What impressed you about her today?
You know, the thing that impresses me the most about KK is just her poise. She doesn't get rushed. She stays patient. If she doesn't know what to do, she doesn't get antsy. And that's something you can't teach, you know, and I'm really impressed with that. Her activity level is really good on the defensive end of the floor. And I think that when you look at her and you watch her in college, you know, she really is just scratching the surface of her ability. And you know, she's played in different types of systems, and she was late to the game. So her upside is incredible, but her poise to me right now is the most impressive thing.